The teams enter from opposing ends. Rahm in blue, Robertson in yellow. Two minutes. Both boats entering into the pre-start area. Now, the pre-start is a unique situation in sailing, particularly in match racing. Particularly for match racing. They haven't started yet, but there is an opportunity for the teams to do three things. Either get a penalty in your opposition, start ahead of your opposition, or start on the favoured side of the line. Well, if you can enjoy all three of those, you get a penalty and you start ahead of the favoured end. You've ticked all three boxes, but any one of those three will usually give you a little advantage over your opposition. And to do that, they use the rules and the intricacy of them to try and gain an advantage. Now, Rahm is to windward, so at the moment he has to keep clear, but he has the opportunity to choose whether he ducks underneath Robertson or stay to windward. Robertson choosing to lead in to the start, and that's quite a sensible thing to do when the breeze is light, because you can put dirty air on your opposition and you can control. The only problem is if you get too close to the start line, you can get slow, and the other boat then has more runway to pull the trigger. It's a rolling start, so you've got to be going as fast as you can as the gun goes, but not over the line.
Well, coming in, Rahm bringing his bow down, and to my eye, Robertson very early for that line. Lots of time to burn. You can see they're bringing that leeward rack up already, and there's the committee boat. They're just trying to nosy along. I would not be surprised to see Rahm bring his bow down. I think they're both very close to the line. Robertson very exposed here. Bow coming down, final 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1, start. Recall yellow, recall yellow.
Robertson was over, but only by a fraction.
I think Robertson potentially always going to be over there, and I think he...
Oh, contact with the committee boat. Yellow penalty.
Yeah, I felt Robertson was actually being over almost on purpose there, just to try and stay away from Rahm. But there you go, there's the penalty. He's going to have to do it, dropping 2 lengths behind Rahm. The flag's still up, and Rahm sailing away. This is good news for the Swede. Penalties all clear as Rahm hits the exclusion and goes to the jibe. Robertson looking for the jibe on top. This is an opportunity for him to try and strike back.
Robertson really has to take this moment, because if he gets behind and starts getting dirty air, it'll be bad. But he is only within 2 or 3 lengths, and Robertson getting a nice puff of breeze. Is he going to be able to roll over Rahm?
Bring the bow up. Robertson moving forward, potentially down at that left-hand bottom mark. Rahm keeping it under control. Rahm is up to speed, and I'm not sure Robertson's going to get down to that. If Rahm can lay down and round, we'll see Robertson pop in a jibe. May well have to head all the way over to the opposite mark. Rahm also bringing the bow down. He's going to try and lead. We've seen that jibe to try and stay in phase with your competitor. Robertson looking for another bit of a roll. Is he going to get inside? Rahm looks slow. Is Robertson going to roll right over the top? Coming into the bottom gate. Rahm has his bow right up. Can he hold back Robertson? Robertson, I'm not sure, thinking he has room, going for a jibe. He's going to round the opposite mark. 3 jibes inside 30 seconds for Robertson as Rahm rounds. Somehow Robertson's still fast.
Right, despite doing 2 jibes right at the last moment, he didn't get buoy room. He felt he wasn't going to get buoy room, so they're just carrying on. Robertson splitting, and I don't mind what he's doing here, actually, going towards that right-hand side.
Hitting the exclusion, Robertson through the tack as Rahm tacks on the left-hand side. Both boats coming back together now.
They're using their Jenicas upwind here, Simon. Why is that?
Well, not enough power, so looking for extra horsepower, so getting those Jenicas out, using them for acceleration. And out of the left, Rahm still in control. Robertson flying the hull across, just perhaps only 2 lengths behind, so Good decision-making from Robertson into that bottom mark. Rahm crossing to the right.
Still very close. All on here. Rahm with only a couple of boat lengths lead. Rahm leading in the blue boat. Robertson from New Zealand trailing by 2 lengths in the yellow boat. Rahm tacking, and it's just painful as they try and get that better breeze, find that best breeze. Searching all around the racecourse. Now, both teams coming back towards each other. Rahm now up to speed and zipping along pretty nicely. Good tack from Robertson. I think he's back into this. Oh, it's a duck. So Robertson has really gained back at this, and he's having to duck underneath Stefan Rahm from Sweden. Lovely sailing from Robertson, squeezing around the back. And now Robertson, when he tacks, will come back with advantage on starboard. Robertson will be on starboard. If you're on starboard, you've got the right of way when the boats come together. That's why Robertson had to duck underneath Rahm when we just saw it. We'll see the positions reversed. Can Robertson gain enough so that he can force Rahm to tack? They were a bit late on furling up that Jenica, but maybe that's not so bad. He's got good speed right there.
Tack from Robertson.
I think Robertson's
from Rahm coming back. Robertson flying the hull, and
got a piece
Rahm
of it,
deciding not to unfurl the Jenica straight away, bringing the bow down underneath Robertson and a dial. Robertson bringing the bow down. Rahm has actually nowhere to go, and he's coming up for the tack, and the bow is coming up. Robertson coming up to avoid, and he's rolling right over the top of Rahm.
Robertson doing a very good thing of forcing Rahm to tack, and that puts Robertson in control on the right-hand side.
So Robertson is back. It's a green flag from the umpires. You can see
quite right.
Robertson has his rack up on that leeward side. He's just trying to stay clear of Rahm, who has luffing rights. Robertson has to make sure he keeps clear as he goes up into attack. Rahm calling for room, and they both tacking away from that left-hand exclusion. Robertson with the unfurl, looking for max acceleration out of that side. Rahm electing to try and sail without his Jenica.
Do you think that's sensible?
Well, they're close to the crossover, and Rahm will be looking for a bit of extra height. Now, with that Jenica up, I think at the top of the Jenica, you don't necessarily sail quite as hotter angles, so Rahm perhaps trying to play to his positioning with his sail choice. He's certainly looking to bring it out now. Robertson extending away, as you'd expect, a little, with Rahm in a lee bow position. And round the top mark, Robertson rolls. We've had a lee change on the beat. The dial from Robertson after the duck to the right-hand side has worked out, but Rahm is close. This race far from over as both boats turn down. Robertson through the jibe. Tess Rahm had an opportunity to jibe right on top of him there. He hasn't taken that, and he's elected just to follow, perhaps looking to set up and jibe on him on and out of the next corner.
I'm surprised at that. I'm surprised he didn't roll straight into a jibe. That was the real way he was going to attack, and now largely following Robertson. He was looking for a better puff of breeze, but that was great sailing on the upwind from Robertson. He kept it close on the downwind. He got to split the marks that they went round at the bottom, and then Robertson, a couple of really smooth tacks, got right back into him, and then managed to convert his one small opportunity into a lead change.
Well, down into the bottom, Robertson with the jibe. Rahm again electing just to follow, and he's had a pretty painful 30 seconds just watching Robertson sail away. And again, Robertson picking up another puff. It seems to be going all the Kiwis' way at the moment. Robertson just sailing away. Rahm is watching this race evaporate in front of his eyes.
Oh, it's painful for the blue boat. That's Matthias Rahm from Sweden. Phil Robertson from New Zealand. And remember, this is it to go into the semi-finals tomorrow. Semi-finals and finals. Only one race to decide it.
Now, look, I don't think it's going to happen, but remember, there was a small amount of contact between Robertson and the committee boat. Just imagine if Robertson got docked a point and it was first to 1 point.
We'll sell another race.
Yeah.
This evening.
Yeah, first to 1 point. If Robertson ends up on a half, I guess you still win on a half, but if it's a hole, that's a big fat zeros across the board.
We're just getting a little technical. The umpires can give out penalties that include taking away your race win point if there's substantial damage to either your boat or the race committee boat.
But down to the bottom, Matthias Rahm trying to get down to that bottom gate, and he's going to have to do one more jibe, not on the lay line. Robertson just extending away all the time here as Rahm comes down. He just doesn't seem to have the speed on the boat.
It just doesn't seem to be keeping it fast enough, like keeping it hot enough. When I say that, it's getting
he looks under pressure. He just looks like he's not in as much pressure all the time. A bit of a luff around the bottom gate.
31.7-second lead.
One of the bigger deltas we've actually seen.
Rahm tacking onto starboard. Robertson now comfortably ahead and crossing. Matthias Rahm sailing with Holger Tiedemann, Jacob Wilson, and Peter Nicholas.
So Phil Robertson out in front. We've seen him mount a couple of comebacks. First against David Gilmour, now here against Matthias Rahm.
Robertson sailing with his crew, Stuart Dodson, Will Tiller, and James Wieliuski. Will Tiller, a very accomplished helmsman in his own right, certainly will be helping with the tactics and the strategy around the racecourse today.
Certainly 1 point this year for Robertson sailed with almost 4 helms. Didn't have a single other sailor other than a sort of skipper in inverted commas. So seems to be working for him at the moment. Out in front, Phil Robertson with a substantial lead in the yellow over Matthias Rahm. Back up to the top. Phil Robertson coming up to the top gate. I think it's just a reach to the finish from here, and the time is ticking out for Matthias Rahm. Robertson just sailing round him on the beat with that extra speed, boat handling in the tack, building. And he's just been flying the hull. He's just been sailing the boat faster and quicker, building more apparent wind, building more speed through the water, more flow over the foils. It is Phil Robertson that is coming through to close out this match. This will be our final quarter-final of the day. Phil Robertson and Wacker Racing through the line.
Well done, Phil Robertson. There'll be a few smiles on the Kiwi faces.